Hey everybody, and welcome back. This is the 6th war of the season. It's going to be a Ghost and Doom war, and I do go up against my first rank 4 defender today. It was an Apocalypse, so there will be a lot on that fight a little bit later, but we're starting on a place that Doom can absolutely destroy. We were just looking for a spot for this team in Section 1, and it was here on Path 3. So yeah, I said this before, there really isn't a place that CMM can be placed that Doom doesn't absolutely destroy her. I put on the Invuln boost because why not? She does have Power Focus 2. I could see a scenario where I miss a Dex or something, but these shocks are just going to tick away at her. As you know, when you use a Mystic with energy damage, every single tick of damage is going to just do additional damage to her because of like the way class advantage works and her abilities. So yeah, the high ground is not really an issue because we're going to be able to kill her with this special too, just watching those incinerates tick her down. So yeah, that was quite easy and a good way to start the war. So next up, we're going to be preparing for this Apocalypse. He's on node 24, which it has Burden of Might, which means when buffs expire, we can lose our power. So for Ghost, that can be a pretty scary thing. Additionally, it has Bubble Shield, which hopefully that doesn't come into play, as well as Aspect of Evolution. The goal is to just get the fight over as fast as possible and to not lose power from Burden of Might, essentially. I'm going into it with an Odin pre-fight for the shock resistance, and this is just to help in case EMP modification comes into play. So what you're seeing now is I'm resetting my utility tree. I took out my points in Mystic Dispersion and Limber, and that is enough to go into this recoil tree here. So we're going for Glass Cannon, just 1 point. I just kind of did the math in my head. I'm like, wait, I have enough points, right? But yeah, I do. And then the 1 point in recoil, that's all that I have unlocked because I never want to go over that. And then 3 in Liquid Courage and 3 in Double Edge, and then we're going to be all set. I was nervous about this fight, having never taken a rank 4. I didn't really have a video model for like how much to boost and everything, so I really just wanted to have everything in my corner for this fight to go successfully. I didn't want him to get to 4 charges if I died, and we did just think that Ghost was the best way to go. So next, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my boosting. I have this long 30% boost. I'm going to add 10% attack. I'm just going to add a little bit of health boost just as a buffer because I have a lot of those. And then for these, it's going to be 200% and 8% special increase. And this, I've seen videos of the rank 3s going down, and when basically I did the math based on how much I was expecting to be hit, and I calculated that after my first special 2, it should shoot me up to somewhere around 80% power. That's what I was going for. So that was actually something that I had the calculator out and was figuring out. And I think in these scarier Ghost fights, you really do want to make sure that you don't push yourself red. So here we are. I'm just kind of thinking about everything, looking at the boosts again. Of course, we're going to use an advanced power boost. And if this goes well, it's going to take about 20 seconds. If it doesn't go well, I'm going to have to do a little bit of dancing. So let's see how this thing goes. Starting 2 hits, we go back 1 hit, and we're pretty close to our special 2, and we connect, and that takes off about 40%, which gives us close to 80% power, just like I expected, and he goes down. So yeah, it's funny how there was so much that went into that fight ahead of time. I was so amped up for it, and then it's just over in 20 seconds. But I will say that if I didn't boost properly, if I didn't have the game plan in my head, that could have gone south. And what you're going to see next is a fight that I didn't prepare for because I've taken Abomination a lot with Ghosts over the years, or in Alliance War in the last few seasons and stuff. And I was so pumped that that went so well that you're going to see me make a couple mistakes in this fight. So we still have the recoil tree on. We still have the same boosts. And these boosts might be a little bit overkill. But yeah, I figured he's much less deadly. I'm going to be able to convert the poisons to get even more attack. But you're going to see that my mechanics are just a little wonky. So we get started with just some combos. We're converting some furies. Some poisons into furies. And I didn't phase. I just didn't phase, and he blocked my special 2. So that was interesting. I just completely missed the special 2 there. So that's an example of like going into something a little confident. And fortunately, that's really going to be the only mistake that is made in this fight. That one did connect, so I did that one correctly. But yeah, there was definitely a scary moment there where I was like, oh no, I just got the hard fight down, and now I'm going to die to Abomination. But fortunately, it all worked out. So now I did switch my masteries back to have Mystic Dispersion for this Hyperion rank 3 here. And I mean, I don't think I needed to. I probably could have gone in with Doom with the recoil tree on, but I don't know. I wanted to counter the fight the best I could, and yeah. So we went back to our normally mastery. I'm just making sure there's nothing in these nodes that are going to make it too hard for Doom. This one is not as lethal as the one that builds the Furies. The block penetration is a little annoying, but it doesn't really hurt Dr. Doom too much. And again, I'm thinking like I'm probably going to be fine without boosts, but it's like, well, why not? You know, we've got a ton of these boosts. So I way over boost for this, right? I mean, it's Doom versus Hyperion. It should be like the easiest fight in the world. There's not really much else going on this node. I'm sure they put him here so that Ghost couldn't just take both of them, but you know, because we fit Ghost and Doom, it's going to be all good. So I am keeping a little bit of track of the timer. I do my first heavy, and I should have just done a 5-hit combo here, but I do another heavy, which means the block penetration things are going to start stacking. But we have a special 1, and we throw that, so the power is going to be under control without any issues now. And there we go, we get the nullify, we get the special 3. So yeah, we just build power so quickly with Mystic Dispersion on and with stealing the power gain buffs and everything. And you know, that's why I changed the masteries back. I just thought like we might as well make Doom as good as he can be, just so that there's no funny business in this fight. We do our Doom cycle, and I think I shoot back up to a special 3 here with the power gain buff. And then at this point, you know, I don't even think he can survive this, but if he does, it's only going to take a couple hits and he's going to go down. So yeah, really good planning to have Ghost and Doom. So far everything's going great, taking the first 4 fights without a hitch, and we're just going to tap him once and he goes down with that big crit. And yeah, so the last fight that we're going to see here is one that you've seen me solo twice this season already. And it's the MODOK on Hazard Shift. I'm just moving up to this Sim Supreme for somebody else to take. And now I have a slight issue. I decided to keep the recoil tree off because with the Hazard Shift enhancement that you get here, you will pretty likely go red if you get a bunch of Furies on you. So I'm very comfortable taking this without the recoil tree on. But I looked and I didn't have any more of the 200% power back boost, so I'm hoping that the 150 is enough. And the way I like to start this fight is just let him hit into us so we build a little bit of power, and then we just start intercepting. So I made a little bit of a mistake there. I'm having trouble finding my first opening. So yeah, getting backed up, not looking good. High ground is coming in. We canceled his auto block. I just need to get in there, and now we start cycling in. Now I make another mistake. I should have just thrown the special 2 right there, but watch this. He light intercepted me so perfectly. So now I panic through the special 2 when I didn't have the phase. So I'm in this is a huge problem. Like I started panicking right now, took the special 2. Yeah, so this is not going well, but finally it looks like we're doing the right thing here. We're building up to our special 2 ever so slightly. Block him so that we create a little bit of distance. It looks like I might be able to save this fight. I'm going to get a special 2 really soon. The high ground damage is horrible though. I throw the special 2, but bad RNG, I had no debuffs on me, no Fury. So now I have to bait a special 2, which I did practice. So let's see how this evade goes. And we go 1, 2. The phase helped, but that was actually a perfect evade. And now I think I can finish this fight. We just got to get to that special 2. I'm thinking in my head, one more hit and... oh, yeah, that one hurt. I have no idea what happened. I think I just was a little early on the last phase. And as I'm watching the playback, I was thinking, dude, you could have just thrown a special 1. It would have been unblockable and it would have killed him easily if I had just done that. And then it would have been one less phase. So yeah, that was gut-wrenching. I really did not appreciate that, because I was actually feeling really good about the recovery I made after the bad start, but I just couldn't finish the deal. So, we're going to kind of just do the same thing here. I have a lot more health to play with, but, this one goes fine, and he's just going to go down with basic hits, I think. Yeah, so what a drag. That one was a huge drag. I've already taken that node twice this season, and the first ones went really swimmingly, and this one, I think I was just a little overconfident because the hard fights were over, and I kind of forgot, oh yeah, MODOK is actually not like the most straightforward fight with Ghost. So yeah, giving up that attack bonus really hurts. It was the second death of the season. They were both because of Ghost misplays, so I think I just need to be a little more careful and deal with that. But the Apoc fight, I'm really proud of. I'm really proud of like the pre-work that went into that, and the resources that I had to spend on the mastery swap and things like that. It definitely paid off. But yeah, really bad death at the end. We are fighting Iso8A. I never really said that at the beginning of this video. And they are just a top-notch alliance. They had a really good war against us the last time we saw them, and they really showed up today too. So we were fighting from behind the entire time, not really ever with a chance to even take a lead. So mad props to them. They did so well. They really just owned our defense, which says a lot with high ground and everything, how well they're doing. And it ended up being a loss. So my death, it came at a good time to learn a good lesson to not take for granted that hazard shift node. And it just goes back to something I said in one of my last videos, which is like, when Ghost works, it looks like the easiest thing in the world. It looks like anybody can do it. But there is a lot of like thought that needs to go into every fight. Every fight's a little bit different. It's not just like swipe back and forth until they die. And you saw it there, because I had some really good Ghost fights, and then I had one that just went south, and I just barely couldn't recover it. And that's what happens sometimes. So lessons learned. Hopefully we can go into the last half of the season a little bit stronger. We are 3-3 right now, which is a solid start, but I know that if we just kind of get it into gear, we can do even better. So thanks for checking this one out. There's going to be not as many videos coming up with the holiday in the United States coming up, but thank you so much for your support and for checking out these videos, and there will be more coming in the next weeks. Thanks again. Have a great day.